Hello and welcome to Charter Local Edition. I'm Dana COWLEY, your host for today's segment, and we're in Carson City, Nevada, talking to your state elected leaders. My guest today is Assemblywoman Ellen.Spiegel. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
You represent people in the Henderson area, in the Las Vegas area, and you also own your own business. Would you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. My business is called Stratagems Consulting. It is a boutique consulting firm, and we specialize in providing workers' compensation claim services to insurance companies and large self-insured employers.
And so you've had experience working for large corporations and also experience as a business owner. And this year you're successful with moving some legislation forward that you think would help level the pay field.
Absolutely.
For equal pay.
Absolutely. I actually have two bills that do that. But the one that I'm tickled about both of them, but the one that I'm extremely excited about relates back to something in my own personal life. I'd been working for a very large corporation, and I discovered that the man sitting next to me, who had half of my job and less experience, was earning significantly more money than I did. I went to my boss the next morning and I said, Paul and I were having this conversation. I don't understand it. She said, well, Paul's a guy.
Oh boy.
And I said, what do you mean? I said, I know Paul's a guy, but what does that have to do with anything? And she explained to me that Paul wanted to get engaged, was saving up for an engagement ring. I was single, so I didn't need as much money as he did. And I said, that's crazy. I need even more money than he does.
Well, it really seems that I think in fairness that these things should be based on qualifications and the job and have nothing to do with your sex.
And the bill that I have will make it impossible for employers to fire somebody or have retribution for somebody of either gender who asks a coworker what they earn.
Oh. That is kind of a normal conversation once you become friendly with people in the workplace. It's, you know, chat around the coffee shop or the water cooler.
Absolutely. And the thing is that women will never get to have pay equity if we can't even find out that we're not being paid fairly.
Well, and it was a big discussion. You know, we've had quite a bit of discussion with this on the federal level. It was part of the presidential discussions about what can we do as we're going forward into a time of equality to make sure that the glass ceiling isn't keeping women at a 25% less pay rate. It doesn't benefit families when so many working mothers are raising children by themselves.
Absolutely. And it affects us across the board. So it affects our ability to raise our families well, have food on the table, good roof over the head. It also holds our economy back, too.
Oh, I'd agree with that because you have to reach a certain level of income before you have some disposable income.
Absolutely.
If you don't have any spare money to spend and you're just on that survival mechanism, you can't contribute to the economy. You can't buy a house, you can't buy a shirt, you can't go out to a lunch. There's just nothing that really puts that spin that brings the dollars around in your economy.
Absolutely. And here in Nevada, our economy relies on people spending.
Well, and that's part of the reason that you're able to remain somewhat environmentally friendly as you have such a heavy tourism industry that fuels so many dollars here. That's clean money.
Absolutely.
Clean energy.
Absolutely.
And then tell us about some of your work as far as school safety. You're a big advocate for anti-bullying, you promote safe schools, and you're very passionate about helping the kids.
Absolutely. I always say that I fight the hardest for the people who have the smallest voices, the people who don't have the big dollar lobbyists here fighting for them. I'm fighting for them. They need to have good representation, and our kids need all the help that they can get. Last session, probably the favorite bill I've ever had, this is my fourth session, and was related to, I had been reading to a school in my district, and the teacher stopped me halfway through the book to tell me that over half the class couldn't read because they had a vision problem and couldn't see. And it was so unacceptable to me, and the kids actually raised their hands, and it was over half the class.
I was one of those kids, you know, with the big glasses, and I know what that's like.
So last session I got a bill passed that said that if a child has a vision problem, a hearing problem, scoliosis, or some other physical problem, or if they are bullied or are the bully, because I think we need to get help for the bullies too.
Sure.
That when the school sends home a note to the parents, they have to tell the parents where they can get help, including resources that are available for reduced price or even free.
Oh, that's wonderful.
So it doesn't cost the state any money. We're getting help for our kids, and they're now in a better position to learn.
Well, thank you for being with us on the set, and I
Thank
wish you the
you.
best of luck with the rest of the session.
Great. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
And thank you for watching. This is your Assemblywoman Ellen.Spiegel. I'm Dana COWLEY, and this is Charter Local Edition.